Glide Ensemble. I love that song, You Should Be a Witness. There's so much going on in this country, so much going on in this world, so much going on in this neighborhood. If you missed the suffering that's happening outside, if you have missed the amount of housing insecurity that's happening, food insecurity, if you've missed the numbers of folks who are in the midst of addiction disorders, if you've missed the killings in Laguna Woods and Buffalo and now Uvalde, you're looking in the wrong direction. You have to look right in the face. You have to be a witness to it, because if joy should happen to break through in any one of those places, you will miss it. And I believe that all of our spirit and all of our healing and all of our love is being sent directly to these spaces. And what's going to change there is love is going to erupt in these spaces, and healing is going to come through in these spaces. I believe it's going to happen, so we have to keep sending love and support and good spirits to all the folks who are impacted by the local suffering, the national suffering, and the global suffering. We celebrate here. So we believe that there's going to be a celebration of healing and life coming real soon. Is that all right?
That's all right.
Yeah. So welcome to Glide Memorial Church. We are rooted in being radically inclusive, open and affirming, extravagantly welcoming, and yes, unconditionally loving. We believe in equal access to spirit. We believe in racial and social justice work in the world. And we believe in raising all of our stories to gospel. I want to introduce you to some folks that make our celebration happen. On our live stream, our AV team today, we have Mark, Laura, and Case. Give it up for them. We have an amazing team of ushers and safety team folks who greeted you today. And they're supported by our celebration planning team and our church office and our musical director, Vernon Bush, and the Glide Ensemble. If you are a first-time visitor, you are welcomed here. I hope that you will make your way back to us whenever you're in San Francisco. If this is your first time here locally, I don't know what you've been waiting for. This is your church. If you are from around the country or around the world, please know that you're recorded in these walls. You have been here now. There's a camera. I don't know if you wanted it to be on you, but we know you're here. And we will be expecting you the next time you're here. You might not see the exact same people, but the energy of extravagant welcome will be here for you. Amen. So please come by Glide the next time you're here. Are there any members here in the house? I'm telling you, you just inherited 5,000 family members. Your Christmas list just got really long. But we are still grateful that you are here with us today. We are the house of literary ancestor, poet, San Francisco poet laureate Janice Mirikitani. Yeah. And that means that we are a writer's church. And if you are so inspired today, we'll be providing you with writer's prompts in this celebration. We encourage you to write. Unlike other spaces where you're just supposed to focus on me, we want you to focus on the thoughts that are coming up through you. And we want you to write them down. So we have free journals right here and free pens, and we're going to invite you to take one, just in case anything inspires you today that you might want to take note of. And I'm going to give you a prompt in a second, but I don't want to go any further without y'all waving to this camera right here, because that's our camera that goes to our in-home Sunday celebration. So we have millions of people around the world, billions of people around the world tuning in right now. And we are so grateful that folks have found a faith that works for them. I love Uber Eats and I love Uber Faith. I love being able to deliver spirituality to your home. I love that you are comfortable asking the God of your understanding to abide with you. You don't have to go out, but for those of us who are here, I love this experience of being here with y'all as well. So welcome again. Thank you, Tony. So there is a writer's prompt that I want to share with you today. And, you know, it's super important in these times, before the world tells you who you are, that we do our own self-inventory. So the prompt, the first one is just to make a list of I am statements. Just a list, and go through it, and it's your professional yes, it's your familial yes, it's your aim, it's who you are when you're by yourself. Just a list of I am statements. If you want to stay connected to us, don't forget you can always sign up for our Congregation Connects newsletter. Mark, I'm all over the place with the announcements, so I know you're able to keep up. I appreciate it. You can always click on this link to sign up for our Congregation Connects newsletter. We're going to be showing you some QR codes throughout this celebration. All you have to do is open your camera and point it at the QR code, and it will bring up the link where you can sign up for Congregation Connects. This is also the last Sunday of our Lost and Found, Honoring Our Grief and Discoveries altar. So we're going to be bringing that to a close today. We're going to be really thinking about all the things we've been through over these last several years, all the people we've lost, all the resources, all the activities we love. And we will also be celebrating like our discoveries. Some of us really found ourselves and our gifts in this pandemic. We found out our capacity to love and our capacity to be loved. A lot of us came into leadership. A lot of us came into regularity and consistency for showing up. So we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to interact with our altar over here before we close it today. It was an amazing weekend last Sunday with David Fredrickson doing some teaching and guiding us through some mindfulness exercises. So we want to make sure that you use our altar today before we close it out. And I'll close it out in our prayer. So it's our prayer time right now. If you're online, you can use our chat as your virtual prayer basket. All you have to do is write your prayers in the chat. And then this whole community that's online will pray for you, but we'll also transcribe those prayers and give them to our prayer circle that meets every Wednesday night. You can also email us your prayer or use our prayer submission form or call us on our Care Prayer phone line. We have an old school prayer line, so you can call that as well. And we aggregate all of those prayers and we give them to the prayer circle to pray over every Wednesday night. If you're in-house, you can use one of our prayer slips on either side of the altar here. There's a basket here and a basket here. But you can also aim your phone to the prayer QR code. There it is. Look at God. Or look at Mark, sorry. Aim your phone at the prayer submission form, and it will go right to the prayer basket, and you can write your prayer from your seat. We love to pray, you know, and I say every week, if you don't believe in prayer, that's cool. You know, for those of you that do, know that someone is working on your behalf. If you just want somebody to call your name this week because everybody else is going to call it for some transaction, going to want a part of you, some of you, you know, something that you don't even want to give up, they will be asking for it. If you just want someone to call your name this week with some intention that you are loved and you are well and you are supported, just write that in the prayer slip, and we will call your name and we will pray for you. And I hope you will allow us to do that today. So let's pray. And we're going to close out our altar today. And prayer warning, I'm going to be calling the names of the folks who have died in this most recent killing spree that is happening in this country. God of everything, the God of our gathering, the God of our centering, the God of our sending, and the God of peace. Go to Buffalo, to Roberta Drury's family and friends, Margus Morrison, Andre McNeil, Aaron Salter, Geraldine Talley, Celestine Cheney, Hayward Patterson, Catherine Macy, Pearl Young, Ruth Whitfield, Zaire Goodman, who was treated and released from the hospital, Jennifer Warrington, who was treated and released from the hospital, Christopher Barton, who was also treated and released from the hospital. We ask you, God, to go to Laguna Woods, where Dr. John Chang gave his life. And we ask you now to go to the families and friends and communities of the 21 victims of the Uvalde school shooting. Kids, God, children. We ask that you hold their families all. McKenna, Layla, Miranda, Navia, Jose, Xavier, Tess, Rogelio, Ilana, Ellie, Ilana, A, Annabelle, Jackie, Uzziah, Jace, Mate, Jila, Irma, Eva, Amare, Alexandria, Alethea. When we call these names, God, they are all the names of gods now. We can call on these young ancestors. When the childlike parts of us are hurting, we can call on the ancestors from Uvalde, and we ask that they help us heal. We do know the whys, God. Stop gun violence. Remove the guns, God. Get rid of the guns, God. But these lives, we know that you are there with them, so be there with their families as well. We know that your name, when we call it, allows us to speak with awe. In the midst of so much pain and suffering, we need an awesome God. And what can we do, God, to make this world, this kingdom, this beloved community that we talk about, how do we make it come today, God? If your will is for us to experience love, let it be done. Let it be done on earth. Let it be done for the least of us. Let it be done for the folks in the Tenderloin. Let it be done for those of us who are incarcerated and for those of us who are battling addiction disorders. Let it be done for travelers and strangers and friends, and let it be done as it is on heaven. Let us have heaven on earth one day soon, God. Give us this country and this world, this day, your daily recommended allowance of love. We need it now, God. Thank you. Thank you, God, for forgiving this debt, because we owe you nothing and no one owes us anything now but love. And if we should choose to forget about our impacts that our choices have on the world, deliver us from ourselves, and bring us back into beloved community. For your name is awesome, your name is power, your name is glory, your name is healing, your name is comfort, and your name is forever. Let the church say amen, hallelujah, right on, shalom, salam, namaste, and ashe. And now, please join your voice to ours for our community song.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We're going to sing our community song, and the song is called Where Have All Seeger. The Changing of Life. I want you all to stand and sing with us. We are going to sing this song. And I don't want you to check out when you sing this song, because it's very easy to check out.
Well,
Because we repeat it over and over again. But I want you to become, every time we sing a verse, I want you to take that in. Just remember and just take it into your own life and make it present. We're going to sing this community song.
Long time ago.
happening over there is not happening in your world, look a little closer.
Yes.
We are all connected, and this song just so represents that, how we come around in cycles. You know, this is a cycle right now. There's some of you out there who have not said good morning to each other. Those in the chat, you may be just getting up. Say good morning. We're going to take our community embrace and take a few minutes to do that. You know, we have a lot of fun here in Glide at church. You know, the music is the thing. You're going to want to stand up and get your groove on this morning. Y'all in your pajamas on Sunday morning out there online. Get your groove on, because we're going to sing a song called Trading My Sorrows. We're going to trade all our sorrows away. Here we go.
Joy of the Lord.
Amen. We're going to sing. We're going to slow it down. We're going to sing. We're going to sing an anthem, the Black national anthem called "Lift Every Voice and Sing."
Amen.
Beautiful song, and I think it's great to have it here. Definitely on this Memorial Day weekend, bring that in to everyone that has fought in any kind of war, present, past, and we got to say future too.
Right.
As long as there is hate, guess what? There's remedy. There's love too. Just keep focusing on that love, and we'll diminish that hate all around the world. We're going to sing, lift every voice and sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun, new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Facing the rising sun, new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Good morning, church. Good morning, church of the internet. Good morning, church of the congregation. We've been through some times. We're going through some times. We all have mountains in our lives. We're all climbing them. But we want to give you a little tip on how to make the climb.
Let me tell you how to move the mountain.
One that seems so hard to climb. Church, I want to tell you how.
Let me tell you how to move the mountain.
I think we can give it up one more time for the Glide Ensemble. I don't know about you, but what I thought was a mountain is not there anymore. This pandemic has been a mountain. And we can't wait for cures or for somebody to save us. We have to move the mountain that is inside of us. We have to activate our own gifts and our own skills. I love God, but the I amness, what you're able to do is on you. So move that mountain that is telling you that you are powerless right now and activate your gifts in this moment. It's really important to our survival. Just want to let you know that if you have submitted a prayer of any kind through the chat online, through our prayer baskets in person, through our QR code, we have received them. And y'all got some praying to do on Wednesday, Rick. Just want to read some of the names who have submitted prayers. Julius Crane, Anthony Hunter. We know that Anthony received a cancer diagnosis that he wants everyone to know about. So he wants us to pray for him. Rebecca Brown, we're praying for you and your son and your friends. Linda Gold, Jane Grossman, Ann Morrison, we're praying for you like you asked. Francis Sheridan, we're praying for you and for Frankie. Cheryl Sutton, we're praying for Charles Houston. We're praying for Russ Trinidad. We're praying for Michael Weller, Annie Lamont and Margaret, David Fredrickson, Cheryl Sinclair, Kate McNulty. And I'd like to add our friend Tony, who is back in the house after a couple years. Yes. I'd like to add our friend Shireen McFadden, who is in the house today. It is so important that we get to do this for one another. But we also love to celebrate too. Are there any birthdays in the house? What? I get to eat all the cake? This is amazing. Well, if you're at home and are celebrating, just know that you're celebrating birthdays with Angela Rodoni, Solange Silvera, and Monica Joy Cross. I also want to make sure that we lift up a prayer for for Grover's family, the Finley family and the Woods family. His sister Irma lost her husband, Charles Finley, so that name is on our prayer list, Rick, and those families. But if you are celebrating anything, please let us know. We love to celebrate. We can be with you at the lows, but we love to be with you when you are celebrating and bringing in the joys as well. Just let us know. You can email us as well. Now, normally I'm in a suit and tie, right? Just kidding. I'm gonna try my best to model. Actually, I'm just gonna turn around. I'm trying to be good because I know how to smize and everything. Tyra is my patron saint. But this is the new Pride Team Pride 22 t-shirt that you can get at the Glide store, and you will want to get this t-shirt because there will be 5,000 of us from Glide Memorial Church walking down Market Street for the Pride Parade this year. The first time in-person Pride Parade in 2 years. And we're gonna have an amazing contingent. We're gonna have cars, we're gonna have the double-decker bus with the open top, and it's wheelchair accessible. Like 70 people can fit up top. And we're gonna have a flatbed truck with house music playing from it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And Stacy Pearson is gonna be out there in a cheerleading outfit. So we hope that you will join us for Pride Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. And actually join us all next month for Pride Sundays and Pride Month. We're going to have a lot of activities that will be full of rainbows and full of sequins and all things Pride. Now, I have a serious question in my announcements. How many of you have ever been to a leather bar? Thank you for being honest. And some of y'all not being honest. Some of y'all, and this is not a setup. This is not a setup. Our Pride team is having a beer bust this afternoon at the SF Eagle, and so you are all invited to come. If you have been saying to yourself, I've always wanted to go to a beer bust at a leather bar, Glide Memorial Church is going to be there. So what better time than today to get your leather San Francisco Eagle on? So it's a fundraiser for Pride and all of our LGBTQ plus activities, and we hope that you will support it. The SF Eagle is at 398 12th Street, and we will be there from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Again, it's a fundraiser for Glide. We are also inviting you all on June 17th to the Gray Area in San Francisco for the Warren Buffett Power of One charity auction. This is the final auction that Warren Buffett will donate to Glide Memorial Church. You know, Warren Buffett has donated his time as an auction item, and over the past years have raised over $34 million in support of Glide. So the grand finale party is on June 17th from 5:30 to 8:30 at the Gray Area Grand Theater at 2665 Mission Boulevard. It's all up there, yes, and you're all invited. There's a code LOVE2022 that you put in when you go to the Eventbrite. Come on out, past hors d'oeuvres, the Glide Ensemble, music, fellowship, and we're just gonna get together and celebrate as the bids come in and we close it out. So please join us for the Glide Final Power of One lunch auction countdown. Don't forget to join us for virtual Freedom Hall after celebration and for Keeping It Real at 1 p.m. That's our community recovery group for whatever you're in recovery from. I say it every week, workaholism or alcoholism. It's just important that we know that there's no hierarchy to suffering and need of community and the need to heal. So we can bring all of that together at Keeping It Real with our amazing facilitators, that husband and wife team of Pam and William Ward Pius. Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, or listen to us on Podomatic or wherever you listen to your podcast. If you want to listen by phone, we have a phone service for you. Just call that number that's somewhere. You just go to the announcements page. It'll show you how to call that number. You can just subscribe by phone and listen on your phone. We have dozens of people who subscribe and just listen by phone to Sunday Celebration. And you are invited to participate as well. For a full list of announcements, please go to glide.org/church announcements. Thank you so much. And now, it is my pleasure to bring forth today's witness, longtime member and friend of ours and friend of Glide's, consistent and constant person here, and somebody who is sown into my thinking and being. We'd like to bring forth today's witness, Nancy Scotton.
Thank you. I'm moving a big mountain of my own to stand up here today. I like to hide. I was teased and humiliated as a child by my dad, and even though I am now 75, I'm still carrying some of it. So I've been hiding out here for many decades in about the 5th row over here until my husband died on the very first day of the quarantine, which was St. Patrick's Day 2020. So I accepted David Fredrickson's offer to be up here because I'm a psychotherapist and I've also been through a lot. And right now we are going through such a nightmare. And the thing about this particular nightmare, it's the biggest one I've ever seen in my life, is that we've got an internal nightmare going on and we have an external nightmare going on in the world. And I'm finding it hard to cope. And so I wanted to tell you a little bit. I can't read my notes, by the way. These glasses don't work for reading notes, so I guess I'm going to have to wing it. No, maybe this way I'll do it. So, so my husband died on St. Patrick's Day, and he was a very loyal Glide member, and he's been spoken about here before. So I immediately went into lockdown, and as a psychotherapist, my office was closed and eventually closed permanently. I couldn't spend time with friends and family at the beginning of the pandemic because we were so isolated. I ended up having to move my home and move my office, and I developed full-blown depression. And this is Mental Health Month, so I want to say a couple things about my mental health and possibly your mental health. So one of the things for me has been, I had never been depressed before. I'm 75 years old, and this was the first time, and so I'm speaking to anybody who's been depressed during the pandemic. I went down and I could not get myself up. So I did call my doctor and I did get put on antidepressant medication. And I really recommend that anybody who's been down for a long period of time, it's like maybe you've got depression and maybe you need to ask for some help, especially getting some medication if you need it. So I've had a number of really large crises in my life, starting in my early childhood. And I've got a couple things to offer you that I've learned over all this time. One of them is, and also I'm still working as a psychotherapist, people get lost, we get lost in our heads, right? Thinking, worrying, planning, oh my God, revisiting the past, the future, you name it. And I think for me, one of the strengths that I have that has gotten me through is I'm pretty good at staying in the now. And David Fredrickson last week talked about mindfulness meditation. Well, mindfulness meditation sounds kind of daunting. People think, oh my God, I have to clear my mind of thoughts, which really doesn't work. The point of mindfulness meditation is to witness your thoughts. So coming out of mindfulness meditation, I have learned over many, many years to live one day at a time. Now, sometimes I've been in such bad shape, I've lived 1 hour at a time. And in fact, when I had terrible physical pain that went on for months, I had to live 1 minute at a time. Because if you're going to do more than that, you are not going to make it. It is way too overwhelming. But if you do it 1 minute at a time, time does pass. Eventually, things do change. So I suggest that as a possible strategy for you. The other thing that I have learned to do, again, I've learned these things over many years. Rome was not built in a day. But one of the things I do to cope with anything, but the times we're in give us double to cope with, because the world is just so horrible. Oh my God. It's hard, really. After these recent murders, I had pain all over my body. Oh my God. So, one thing we can do personally, though, for ourselves when we're having a hard time is think each day. And you've got those notebooks. I brought mine up. Each day, is there one thing I can do to make something better in my life? One day. On day 2, you think about doing one more thing. And eventually things start to change, which is amazing because when you get into a really deep hole, you think things are never going to change. But they eventually do. So I want you to think about, right now, what is your strongest aspect? What is the thing that you know you can rely on in yourself when you're in trouble? Or not even in trouble. I don't mean trouble, facing a challenge. And then think about, what is my weak spot? What's the part of me that can really do me wrong? And think about that. And then I have a question for you. Is there a way that your strength, your strong part, can help your weak part? And help pull you out? And so for me, the 2 things that I just said, living in the now, one day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time, or asking myself, what one thing can I do each day, they have pulled me along. So, next thing I want to say in the mental health department, I've got 2 more things to say in the mental health department. One is that a lot of people need therapy and they can't afford it. Okay? What do? Well, we have computers. And on the computer, if you go to YouTube and you type in depression, anxiety, addictions, insomnia, you name it, really great videos come up that you can use to help yourself if you can't pay for help. And a lot of people can't. So it's like one of these days we're going to be obsolete, as therapists, but internet will take over. Then the last mental health thing I want to say, which is, it's almost like a taboo, and that is about drinking. A lot of us have had more alcohol during the pandemic than we had before. And so for any of us that are dealing with that, I would just ask you to think about, can you back off a little, one step at a time? If you know you're deep into alcoholism, then it's time to contact AA. But if you think you can do it yourself, see if you can pull back, and then if you can't, ask for help. So, the last thing is, come to Glide. Right? In person or virtually. I did a lot virtually, but I think in person is better, I've got to say. Glide is a support group. We're built on compassion and acceptance. I've looked at the signs again this morning. They all speak to me. And this is what we need, compassion and acceptance, to keep on going. I am Nancy, and I am Glide.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for your witness and for your testimony. I love what she said, that we need to be asking for help. And you might not have called it that today, but I believe we all came to Glide today because we are asking for help. We need help celebrating more. We need help bringing more joy into our life. We need help finding connection and community. We need help in making ourselves visible and being seen after years of isolation. We need help. And this is what we do at Glide Memorial Church. We want to make sure that we are open and available for those who are seeking help. And we have many ways. We do it through our Sunday celebrations. We do it through song. We do it through preaching. We do it through witness and prayer. But we also do it through our congregational life groups. We do it through all of our virtual offerings. And now coming through the pandemic, we're going to have more Monday through Friday daytime offerings here at Glide Memorial Church. We're going to be the church of help. We're going to continue in that the Reverend Cecil Williamson way of making this real beloved community. So the next Nancys will be able to come into Glide and be welcomed and accepted. Yes. So it is our giving time now, and we hope that through Nancy's witness and testimony, through what you have heard and sung along to, what you have allowed to sink into your heart, that you have caught a hold of this vision called Glide Memorial Church. We are a movement. We are aiming Glide for a future built on the fuel of radical inclusivity and radical imagination, and we are making it through. So we're going to ask you right now to give. If you're online, you can use the Facebook offering button, or you can use the virtual offering basket. If you're in person, we're going to ask that you come to the center aisle in a second, and then walk your donation down to the offering basket, and then go around back to your seats. If you're here in person also, my favorite thing in the world for you to do, and it's going to be yours, it's called the dip jar. I know, don't even make me start. All you have to do is dip your credit card into the dip jar, and it immediately pulls $25 out of your account. The first time you'll be like, oh, that was kind of uninteresting. But about time you do it the fifth time, I'm telling you, you're going to be having the time of your life. Also, if you're online or in person, you can also give at glide.org/igive. And there, you have two choices. The first choice is to become a recurring donor. I'm a recurring donor. And so that means I set an amount that I want to be pulled from my checking account, and I don't have to think about it. Set it, forget it. And I know that wherever I am in the world and whatever I'm doing, that I am contributing to this movement. And we would love for you to become a recurring donor as well. So just aim your phone at that QR code, but also at that same QR code, it's a one-time donation site as well. So become a recurring donor or give one time if you just want to give from your seats. But wherever you are giving, we ask that you please give and give generously. Please make your way down to the offering basket.
Hallelujah.
Thank you all for your giving, both virtually and in person. I see Linda Mantell. If you still want to contribute to the altar, something lost, something discovered, it's not too late. Linda can serve you there. We're going to bring up today's guest speaker, guest preacher, Dale Seymour. Dale Seymour is our guest preacher. He is his bio comes in 20 different languages, 5 different flavors, and 3 different sizes. He is known far and wide for his community organizing, his social justice work, his work in making sure that marginalized communities have a pathway into good paying jobs, into technology and into the tech field. He is a friend of Glide, and we welcome today Dale Seymour.
Yeah, Pastor, I will probably go to that leather bar today with Glide. I ain't wearing no chaps, okay? Just letting you know, okay? I have a dress standard, okay? I thank everyone for being here today. I met a wonderful couple this morning from France. I think they're still here. I just want y'all to know, don't go back telling France that this is typical San Francisco weather, because y'all gonna get disappointed. We made the weather for you today. And we can do that because we got a person that we worship who is the real weatherman. You know, we got people on TV saying, oh, I'm the weatherman on Channel 2. No, you're not. He's the weatherman. He makes us weather. We don't. So we got it like that. So, so happy to see Tony here this morning. Tony and I go way back, 20 years or so, when we used to go to the church across the street that was called the Hot Dog Church. Because they served hot dogs at the end of the service. Tony and I came there for hot dogs and we found God 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And we're still working with it. One of my brothers in recovery. Thank you, Tony. Thanks. You're Glide. You're the Tenderloin. You are who we're about. You are really who, and we love the heck out of you, man. Come here, man. Come here. Come here, Tony. Come here, Tony. We celebrate our brothers and sisters here, and we really mean it. This ain't no show that we're doing. This is not no show. This is real, what we're doing. If you came here this morning, and if you didn't make it here by drone or helicopter, you walked, and you saw our neighborhood. 2 years ago, within walking distance of this building, there were 200 tents. I walk this morning. Every time I come to Glide, I walk the Tenderloin before I come in this building. We got less than 15 today. And you know why? We have a woman here this morning, Shireen McSpadden, that's the director of the Department of Home. Stand up, Shireen. She is head of the Department of Homelessness, appointed by the mayor. She is boldly buying apartments. So we're not just taking people out the tents. That's not what she's doing, and just putting them somewhere else, putting them on another corner. We're actually putting people in housing. I happen to be on the board, directors at her department, chairman. I've been there for many, many years. I worked through 4 other directors. This person, this woman, has done all the things everyone else talked about. And it's about every one of these folks having a chance. And the good thing about her policy, she's offering options. Because everybody don't want to go here, or everybody don't want, no different than any of us. We get to pick where we live. Why can't they? And she's been able to do that. And man, I applaud you. I applaud you. One day, let me tell you something. San Francisco is the only city in the Western United States, major city, to have a decrease in homelessness this year. Nobody else has. And that's thanks to her and her wonderful team. They are real folks. I deal with them every day. I'm calling her every day about things that I see and how we can make life better for people. So I just thank you for being there. I really do. I have another friend this morning who's here, and she blessed me out. Do not introduce me, do not mention my name, and I'm not going to do any of that this morning. But she happens to be an anchor on Channel 7 in the morning. Stand up, girl. Get mad with me all you want. I don't care. Kumasi Aaron. And you're always putting the microphone in my face. Now I get to put one in your face. You know how we do it. She's a very good friend of mine. Her morning program, you'll watch it, you'll think you're in Atlanta, Chicago. She has 3 black anchors, young black people handling their business. It's like being in a barbershop on Central Avenue. You cannot have a bad day after watching their team in the morning. And they've been here. They've done stories on Glide. We're working on the story right now with Glide. And she's done many stories in the Tenderloin. So thank you, young lady. You all keep doing what you're all doing. My family's here this morning. My daughter's here. Came all the way in from Fairfield. Thank you, baby. Thank you for everything that you do for your dad. Thank you. Even the fussing that you do. I appreciate all that. So, we're not going to keep you here long because it's a beautiful day. There's so much stuff going on today. This is crazy. San Francisco always plans everything on one day. We got the end of AAPI. We got Carnival, and I think you're going to Carnival. We're honoring our soldiers that didn't make it back today out at the Presidio. We're also doing it tomorrow, Presidio and San Bruno. If you all desire to come, we're having a big luncheon tomorrow at the Marine Memorial building around the corner to celebrate and honor the people that gave their ultimate sacrifice. Thank you. And, for us as trying to persevere, we could really, I'm not the biggest Warriors fan in the world, but I listened to a talk by Clay Thomas this morning. And he talked about how a year and a half ago he was done. He couldn't walk around the block. He couldn't walk up the stairs to his house. He was done. And then he get the news that he was not picked for the 75 best players. And it took him way, way out. And he said, no, I'm not taking this. I'm not taking this. And he worked and he worked and he started jogging and started running and worked it and worked and worked. And now, man, Miami or Boston better watch out for Klay Thomas. And that just shows you the perseverance of not taking no, not accepting defeat, working through, not being silly and crazy. He didn't do anything silly and crazy, but he worked with his therapists and his doctors to show that he ain't going down like that. And sometimes that's the message for us in life, how not to cook. It's so easy to give up. It's so easy to just lay back at home and, yeah, man, it's so easy. It's so easy. So my short topic this morning will be about something that's very close to me. It's called My Conversations with God. Or I could say Our Conversations with God. You know, I got an iPad, I got a laptop, I got a desktop, I got an iPhone, I got an Android. Can't none of them talk to God. I don't understand that. I mean, he invented the internet. Why isn't he in my iPod? I called a friend of mine yesterday. She lives in Sudan. And I called her. She answered her iPhone and says, Dale, I have to call you back. I'm walking my goats. Now, I'm saying, that's two different worlds you're in. I can call her in the middle of the desert in Sudan, but I can't call God. I'm just not understanding that. So, you know, so I still try to talk to God in the morning. I get up and I try to do the devotional thing. And, you know, I remember every year praying for a bicycle. Praying, man. My grandma said, you gotta pray, pastor, church, gotta pray. I prayed for that bicycle every year. Every year I got a baseball. So, you know, I'm not really good yet with that begging, you know, because I've still been waiting on that bicycle. Now, before I go any further, I know my family here at Glide, and I know y'all gonna say, hey, let's get together and buy Dale that bicycle. Well, I'm into Teslas now, so if you want to get me something, that's what we can talk about. So, you know, I'm still working on how to have a conversation with my God. Do I beg you? Do I just break down and guilt trip and apologize and confess? I don't know, because I don't have a reply. So I'm just working, trying to figure out how I can program my iPod. I keep putting God in there, and it keeps saying, you know, like, no such number. What do you mean, no such number? Why don't you just keep it real and say, we ain't gonna tell you the number? Because somebody must know God. Does anyone here know God's number? Please, after the service, give it to me. Because I'm having trouble conversating with God. So finally, a couple weeks ago, I'm in my room, in my house, trying to talk to this God person, he or she, and I said, I need to have a conversation with you. And he says, why don't you go outside and have a conversation about me with someone else? I said, oh, I get it. And so I've been starting walking and more. I've always tried to be a listener, especially on my streets. And I mean, these are I've been here 35 years out here. So these are my streets. I claim them. Tony knows. And I didn't do these 35 years standing up here either. I was downstairs in the basement. Like I tell people, and I've said this before in church, that I came down here for breakfast with my shopping cart. Came down here to have breakfast downstairs with all my other homeless brothers and sisters on a Sunday morning. And, you know, there was a door on that side, and as I'm coming out of the dining room, I see all these white folks coming upstairs. And I said, I wonder what's up there. I said, oh, that's where the real food is. Okay, that's where the real dining room is. And I came up here and fell in love with the congregation. I thought it was a party, because everybody's dancing and singing and hugging and kissing. I saw, this is the club. Oh, I know where this is. This is the real club of the Tenderloin. So I just want to ask you this morning, when you leave here, first thing when you leave here, don't go straight to your car, man. Don't go straight to BART. Don't go down to that Union Square. Walk my neighborhood for a little bit. Walk my neighborhood. Have a conversation with God. Talk to Sheila. Talk to Tyrone. Talk to Tony. Talk to folks this morning. When you walk your neighborhood in Noy Valley or wherever you live, you walk and talk with your little dog and, hey, neighbor, woo, 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 woo. Go and talk to Sheila, woo, 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 this morning. That will be your conversation with God. You'll be able to say, I had a conversation with God this morning. And with that, I'm going to leave you all. You have a wonderful day. This is the day we can do so many things. God bless everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Dale Seymour, everybody. What an amazing invitation. Don't leave here without being a witness like we started off this celebration. Don't leave here without witnessing somebody outside, looking them in the eye. There will be people who have not heard their names called in weeks, sometimes months, because there are numbers in a lot of these systems. But just say hi to someone, ask them their name, and bring them into this circle of humanity with us. So we want to thank you all for being with us here today. We hope that you will join us in Freedom Hall virtually for some fellowship time. We hope that you'll come back for Pride Month activities that begin next Sunday. It's going to be oh so gay. We want you here. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have guest speakers. We have special surprises for you. But mostly I want y'all to go out here and love yourself and love the world a little bit more. My name is Marvin K. White. I'm your Minister of Celebration. We'll see you soon.